In 2004, breaking new ground was passed as a policy by the government. All provinces and municipalities were directed to pilot this new approach, which meant building houses closer to places of work for different income groups, and thus creating integrated, sustainable settlements where the rich and poor live side by side and enjoy equal or similar economic opportunities. The Westonaria Borwa mega project is a realization of that dream. It is a development in the heart of the West Rand mining area, which is a combination of different housing options, including high standard, fully subsidized housing, bonded housing, social housing, and rental units. The project goal at inception was to eradicate the informal settlement of Bekkersdal. However, other informal settlements have since been incorporated. These include Waterworks, Zirbekom, Venterspost, and Tusanang, upgrading this project into a major development that will yield up to 16,000 houses. Let's meet some of the people who will be moving in here.
Igama lam ndinguPinki. Umakhulu nguNozamile emele Mgobho. Umakhulu uqalile ukungaboni on 2014. Andizuyazi noba yiswekile na because akutshiwo eklinikhi ukuthi uneswekile. Kuthiwa yi-high blood, I think so, inoba yi-high blood. Akafuni ukuya phaya etoilet, akasaboni. Wathi masimgcine ngebhakethi phakathi endlini. So siyenzela umsebenzi ke ukumnika ibhakethi sawugqiba sihambe siyigalela etoilet. Umakhulu uphazanyiswa ukuhlala emkhukhwini because kuyabanda and amathambo akhe ayaqaqamba xa ehleli apha. So unethuba eliningi akhale athi simbeke phandle akalelanga kakuhle, sibe thina sicinga into yoba simbeke kakuhle ebhedini. Ukungahambi wenziwa yingqele, une-arthritis. Umbane awukho apha sihleli ngaphandleni kombane. Bubunzima esinabo thina obo ngoba bunzima ukutshaja amafowuni. Amanzi ke siwakha phaya aqelele siye sithume siboleke ikriva sihambe sokha amanzi ukuze sibe namanzi eziyadini zethu. Sinokhansela apha kuthiwa nguKola. Ebethanda ukuza apha utata uKola embuza into yoba ingaba lo mama namenza ukuba aplayela indlela. Sathi ke thina akakhange simse eKrugerstop because ungulo mntu ungumthwalo funeke siqeshe imoto. So wamzela ngokwakhe wafunisa into kokuba ngabayo amakomiti akhe azobhalisela umakhulu indawo yokuhlala. So wambhalisa kukhansela for ukumaplayela indlu. I think khange ithathe i-2 years kumakhulu. Khona sibanintshi kakhulu. Ene bonke aba bantu abanandawo zokuhlala, ene aba bantu abasebenzi. So bubunzima kumakhulu ukuthi uba uspenda imali yakhe yepension.
Ugovernment wethu njengoba saqasa ubhalisisa indlu ngo-96 no-2002 no-2008. So nalapha wabonisa ugovernment ukuthi bonke abantu kufanele bafumane ntoni izindlu. But first ufuneka umuntu azo-aplayile for indlu. Because ngelaa xesha kwakusenziwa i-door-to-door ukutsha kwabantu. Abantu kodwa babahambe babheke eKrugerstop. So ufuneka ubheke eKrugerstop uyotsheka ukuthi uba ukhona kwidata. So uzamile kugovernment ukuthi wonke umuntu makafumane izindlu, especially apha kwi-informal settlement.
Apha kule ndawo kwi-area yaseBekkersdal, I think so baningi abantu abahlela apha behluphekile. Ingenguye umakhulu yodwa umuntu obehluphekile. Gcwele ootata, gcwele oomama behlele ezindlini. Ngaske kubekho i-change elifini yabantu bonke abahleli kule ndawo behleli emikhukhwini, ingabi ndim ndodwa kuba ndizawuphuma mhlawumbi emkhukhwini.
You know, it's important for us to look after our elders and ensure their well-being. But it's equally important for us to take care of our youth. They are the future. Let's meet Tabiso, a young man who, despite the odds, is beginning to blossom.
I'm 19 years old. I have 2 siblings, Kagiso and Gauteng. Kagiso is 13, Gauteng is 6. Repeat, mostly I'm a Pilarona, Bekkersdal. 3 years ago, my mother died. We had to be taken care of by my grandparents. It was a tough time because I couldn't deal with school and accepting that she was gone. But we've tried to forget about what has happened and think of it in a more positive way. when my mom was still alive, anything I wanted, I would get it quick. It has been quite a challenge, like the financial side of things. So, yeah, and like I had to learn to be responsible of my own money. I finished matric last year, 2016. Then this year, I got accepted to university for medicine. Then I decided to actually do medicine. Changing from Kasi lifestyle to Bramfontein lifestyle is like it's been quite hard because that side things move much more faster than this side. I'm going to apply in 2002. We were worried whether or not we were going to get the house. Then suddenly, recently, I got a phone call from the Department of Human Settlements telling me that we are going to receive the house. Ntlo ke bona ile mpho from me wa rona because like bophelo ba rona kaofela na re bolela gore ke ene tate le me wa rona at the same time. So like ke bona ile ntho le gore it's going to make me and my siblings more responsible in life because re tlo gola ko yone ntlo. So like ke bona itlo ruta more about responsibility than anything else.
What a remarkable young man. I'm sure he'll carve a great future for himself and the family.
Lebitso la ka ke Pinky. Mama ke Emily. Ka mo ntlong ka mo ba dula ba le 4 bana ba hae ba ithela. Ne re dula ko Bekesdala, ne re sa tshware hantle ba ne re dula ka hara mokhukhu ha pula dina ne re nelwa ke dipula. Ne re sa kgolo gore re tla fumana matlo jwalo ka ra fumana so. Ha isa le re fihla mo bophelo bo tshintshile ka hobaneng ha ne re tloa ko mekhukhung kwa ne re sa dula hantle mare e sa le re fihla mo re bona bophelo bo tshintshile re dutse ha monate ho sena ntho e re sokodisang. Re khametse ka tlung re ya di toilet ka tlung ha ona ntho e ka reng mohlomong e a re tshwenya. Title deed ke tseba hore ha re fuwa mona ke hamme and mo ke ha bana ba hae le ha se a robetse ha ona motho a tlatla a re o tlatla a re ntsha hobane ke hamme.
Receiving a house is only the beginning of this beautiful journey, which involves a few responsibilities, like getting a title deed. Let's hear more about that.
A title deed is a guarantee of tenure for land that you own, particularly where a house is built or even if it's vacant land. So if I have a title deed, nobody can take my piece of land away from me. To apply for a title deed, a person can go to the deeds office, but you can't do it as a person because it's a legal process. You need a qualified conveyancer who has the understanding of how it works to help you apply for a title deed. The first-time register doesn't have to pay a cent. With the subsidy amount, locked in it is the cost of transfer of the piece of land. So when you are approved the subsidy, what is also approved is the cost of the transfer of land. So for our beneficiaries that don't pay a cent, government pays for it. At the moment, we're dealing with a backlog. The biggest backlog in terms of title deeds is in Gauteng, over 200,000, partly because we still have properties that are in townships that are not registered. Now, part of the process of registering a title deed, there has to be confirmation that the township has been proclaimed or registered. If it hasn't been registered, it's impossible to do that. 2, we also have a backlog because people who allocated houses before title deeds could be processed, they sold those houses. 3, it's also properties that were invaded, where
people moved into properties that were not allocated to them, which makes it difficult to do the actual transfers. So there are numerous reasons why certain properties have not yet been transferred, but that is what we are seized with as a department to fast-track them. The benefits of having a title deed is that you can pass it on as an asset to your offspring or beneficiaries. Should you pass on, it could be in your will. 2, you could use that as a guarantor if you want to go into business, because it is a tangible asset that has value. And or if you want to relocate, you can sell it and gain money out of it, but you need to comply in that instance. You must have stayed in that house for no less than 8 years.
Considering the benefits and legal protection that come with a title deed, it's totally worth it to get one. Protect your house, which is an asset, and leave a legacy for future generations. When we come back, see what it really feels like to hold a title deed in your hand. The 13th of July 2017 is a day that will be etched in the memories of some residents of Borwa and Westonaria for the rest of their lives. It's a remarkable day because some of them will own houses for the very first time in their lives, and others will receive their title deeds. Let's see how the day goes.
This is one of those pilot projects that we wanting to put out to show whether or not we're succeeding in our integrated human settlements. We're hoping that every province will have 2 or more of these on show so that we learn from them what works and what doesn't work. This one has learned a lot from Cosmos City and it's a great success.
We have a lot of people complaining about what's going wrong, but what can they think about that can happen, what they can do to help?
You know, the ANC has adopted for years now the slogan, together we can do it better. And the together part is carefully crafted, that we can do it together because we need the people to be part and parcel of what we do. The neighborhood, we would like them to make it possible for us to get on. Sometimes they block us and our projects are blocked because they have one problem or another. There are other ways in which we can solve those problems without holding back the development that would benefit other people.
People are talking about getting land back. Actually, human settlements is giving land back to people. I think that's an incredible...
It's not just giving land, it's giving them prime land. The places where we build in is prime land, and we couldn't do better. Not only that, we provide them with infrastructure.
Yes.
If we give them land wherever it is, the city is not required to provide them with infrastructure. But where we give them houses, they have infrastructure, they have all the facilities that they need.
And with these huge mega projects, now you're talking social amenities, economic amenities.
Absolutely. In this project that we have, where we're building 16,000 houses, we're also building a university. We're building 14 schools, we're building clinics, we're building, the list just goes on. It is amazing. Now, if you put the totality of the land that we've used, you can see that the total value that we're giving to the people of Westonaria, the country would never be able to give it to any community. Yeah. But we're giving it back to them.
you the man of the house? Yeah. Your child?
Siblings.
Sibling?
Yeah. She's the head. She's the child. The head child of the house. This is a responsibility.
Yeah. The one who needs a laptop. So you are only 3?
Yeah, this is the.
Okay. Mama, let's start serious.
What was special about today for you?
I think it was my mom giving us, like, finally fulfilling her promise of giving us a home, because that's what she's always wanted before she passed on.
And in your view, how does this impact your life?
A lot of people have been saying today, I must take care of my siblings. Like this taking care of this home will be like a way of actually keeping that promise.
Yeah. There's a temptation to kind of make quick cash when you own something like this. Did it cross your mind?
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. And what did you end up thinking when you thought, I could sell this and make this much money?
We actually need this more than the money, because money is temporary. So this is temporary. This is permanent. This is property. So
yes, because the beauty about property in a prime area like a city is that 10 years down the line, it has doubled in price. 15 years down the line, it's tripled. And you can get a loan from it, you can go to school through it, but it stays there. Whereas you get your money now, it's very quick and it's very true. It's done in no time at all. I'm glad you came to that conclusion, because it tells me when you say this thing has grown me, that you really have. Because one of the things you need to understand is the value of assets versus cash. So how are you feeling right now?
I feel very happy, overwhelmed. All day, I've been smiling left and right. Like I'm pretty sure if I smiled any longer for like the next hour, if I kept on smiling, my muscle would hurt. I know that's kind of impossible, but yeah.
Mr. Mashatile, welcome to Breaking New Ground. Thanks for giving us your time.
Thank you very much.
Yes. This might be a hard one, but I'm sure you've given it some thought. But what were the learnings mainly out of the housing delivery protest that took place recently in Gauteng?
Well, the most important thing for us was that communities wanted to engage with us. And once we started engaging with them, we said to them, look, form yourself into proper steering committees representing your communities. Will engage with you. Some of you, we are not even sure if you are on our waiting list. We will come to your area and start registering people, which is what we did. And I think that gave a lot of excitement to people that government is listening.
We find that the next big problem, once you've done that, engaged, given a house, that people then illegally sell these houses.
We try and educate them to say, don't do this. We have now said to people, if you get into an RDP house, stay at least for 10 years.
Finally, I mean, a simple thing, we'd call it a sport part of BNG. What would you like to say to beneficiaries of houses, those who are waiting, those who have their house? What would be a one message to all who's and those who are watching, of course?
Well, we say if you are on our waiting list, be patient. We will work with you. We are prioritizing people who have applied as early as 1996. We are prioritizing elderly people, people with disabilities. We're also providing houses to military veterans. So all people need to know is to engage with municipalities. Don't go and invade land. Work with us. If there's a land nearby, if the community identified the land, they must come back to us. Let's plan together.
Ms. Machaling, thank you so much for joining us on Breaking New Ground.
It's my absolute pleasure. Thank you, Eric.
Yes. Let's start by you telling us how your company get involved with this project.
Crimson King came in as a private partner into this whole initiative and then joined hands with government by offering the land that we are currently developing on.
One could have argued that you gave the department a bit of a problem. Now, this is Dolomitic land, isn't it?
Yes. We're building on Dolomitic land.
And let's start by you explaining what Dolomitic land is. What does that mean?
As you would know, the West Rand region, it's a mining town. Then when we're talking about dolomite, it's a condition that lies under surface. So what happens is that as it rains, the water particles that are forming underneath the ground, and as it rains, it becomes more and more. At any minute, at any given time, a sinkhole could form. A sinkhole meaning that you could find your house disappearing, just like that, because of the water particles that are underneath the ground.
So that must have been one of the biggest challenges of developing here.
Correct.
How did you solve it? How did you solve that? Has it been solved?
It has been solved. There are some legislative requirements that we have to follow when we're building on dolomite, and we are strict on that. The NHBRC and other building regulations are very strict on that.
How far along is the project? And when do you see yourselves handing it over and saying, now it's done?
We're planning to deliver 16,000 units, and we're planning to be here for the next coming 5 years.
A title deed ya hao e bontsha hore ntlo ena ke ya hao ke title deed o tla e fang bana ba hao hore ba hlokomele ntlo ya hao ba se ke ba e rekisa ena ka sekgwa re re ke asset ha ke itse ka Sesotho asset. That's the title deed.
Okay, account ozakukhupha kule ndlu awubonile mina le ncwadi le mntana mnithi kusasa ndizawubuka ndibhukile ndizawubuka bhede awukhontobuka ubonini na andazi nditho ngoku ndizawubeka apha hey
ya hao hemme
Ya leboha mme wa ka.
hlokomele ntlo ya hao
Ya leboha mme.
o tlo ifitisetsa mo bana ba hao
Ya
o se ke
leboha
wa e
mme.
rekisa
Ya
o
mme.
se ke wa e rekisa
Ya mme wa.
ha e ka ba go na le mo o tlhokang tšhelete teng wa kgona go ka title deed ena o ise bankeng o kope loan ko bankeng o sa tlhola o ya go mashonisa
Ya mme wa.
ha o tlhoka tšhelete
Ya leboha.
In her 2017 budget speech, Minister Sisulu stated that the environment determines a people's consciousness and that a decent environment creates a different perspective, a different affirmation of self. The Department of Human Settlements is not just providing houses, but it's also building healthy communities where people can thrive. It's up to us as citizens to make sure that this beautiful reality lasts. This has been another episode of Breaking New Ground. I'm Eric Mieri.